Live from Wendy's apartment in New York, it's the Wendy Williams Show at home. Now, here's Wendy.
Ta-da! Hi. So I was thinking, right? And here's the question for you. What will you never do that you always wanted to do, but Corona got in the way? Mine is a hot air balloon skeet shooting. I've always wanted to do that. I know that sounds weird. I've skeet shooted before or skeet shot before on the ground. It's always been fun. But I will never do that again because I will not go on a hot air balloon in this country or anywhere else. And I will skeet shoot again, but it'll be on the ground. It's a nice sport. Norman, what will you never do that you've always wanted to do, but Corona got in the way?
Maybe skydive. Speaking of like air things, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that now.
Yeah.
What a different world. Yeah,
I know. So there's this A-lister lawyer whose entire account has been hacked. He's got over 20-something, anyway, a big number of big clients that you know, including Gaga, Elton John, Barbara Streisand, Mariah Carey, Robert De Niro, LeBron James, and that would be the father of Lizzie Grubman, and his name is Alan Grubman. He's a world-renowned attorney. But to me, what does this mean? Like, so what, his account has been hacked? While everybody's paying attention to Corona, there were people up to no good hacking his account. But any of these clients that he has, nobody uses one attorney for everything. You use an attorney to handle, I don't know, the negotiation of your sitcom. You use another one to handle the negotiation of your new movie. You use another one to handle a sexual harassment case or something like that. It's not a big deal to me. The FBI is now investigating, so I'll follow this story for you, but if they don't follow, I'll forget before the show is over. I didn't know what to believe when I was first told that Reginae Carter was coming on the show. Because a lot of the kids of these celebrities turn out to be like their parents. And I don't mean that in a good way. This girl came on the show and had me hooked from the first, how you doing? Like, she's sparkling and lovely and mannerable and smart. She's a good one. Lil Wayne's daughter, Reginae, now says she will never have a boyfriend on reality TV with her because she doesn't want to make a boyfriend a star. I get what she's saying. Now, what was her boyfriend's name?
YFN Lucci.
And he's 29 with 2 kids? Like a 3-year-old, yeah. a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old?
A 6-year-old and a 5-year-old.
The same thing.
Mm-hmm.
What was she even doing with him?
They were on and off for about a year, yeah.
My thing about her is that, forget making him a star, just the idea, if you're with Reginae, then he has already the cachet from whatever he does, you know, regarding the popularity of his own career, plus to say, and I can get Reginae in that passenger seat. Call the paparazzi, you can get that shot. And any dealership would say, okay, we'll give you the car for 6 months. You know how that works. The thing is that Reginae, as opposed to wanting to make him a star or not make him a star, and you're on the right track, how about we keep our love lives really, really private? No rappers, ball players, weirdos, users. You're too good for that girl. Adorable. Don't you like her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. She looks just like her mom.
I like her mom too. Her mom is real smart. Her mom warned her about these characters. Yeah. But sometimes kids have to go through things on their own, and she did.
Yeah.
Fortunately unscathed. She never got pregnant. You know who else I really like? Raven Simone. I do. Now, she played, what's her name, Huxtable? for the last
Olivia.
3 seasons. Right, for the last 3 seasons of the show before it got off of TV. But while she was there, she definitely made a mark on our hearts. And she's recently revealed that she's never spent any of that Huxtable money. Now, that's big. That is big. You know how big that is? She's another good childhood star with good leadership. Her parents haven't been together for years, but her parents care for her individually and collectively. And she was able to work right after the Huxtables. And, you know, she went on to do Disney. She went on to do Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Oh, gosh, there's not a channel that you don't turn on now during quarantine. Don't you turn on the TV and there she is with Raven's Home. That's good. Well, here she is talking.
You hinted at that you still have your Cosby money. You hinted at that, right?
Yes.
So is it true that you haven't touched your Cosby money, or you mean like residuals as of lately?
I haven't touched my Cosby money.
Ooh, bitch, you rich.
And she's worth $55 million and lives her life on her own terms. That's how you do it. So they say Broadway is shut down through September 6th. If you've never been to Broadway and you've always wanted to go, oh well, it's quite the experience. Shut down all summer long. Broadway is such an experience. You see so many people in the audience, then you see everything on stage. And Broadway, unlike regular TV, it doesn't really translate onto TV. Hamilton is a rarity. I gotta tell you, I will never go back. I can't. Because the seats are already really skinny. Norman, you know you love Broadway.
I love Broadway. So skinny, so tight in there, crowded. The actor, if you got a good seat, the actor's gonna spit the coronavirus all over your face.
Are you gonna go back?
And when things are safe, I will be back. I will definitely be back.
What do you want to say?
I want to see Mean Girls, I think. Hamilton is probably easy to get into now. Yeah.
You won't rather just watch Hamilton when they do it on TV?
On the Disney Plus, it's not the same. I want the same experience. I hear it's like the best show of all time, but I've never been able to get into it. So maybe now's the time.
And cheap seats.
Right.
Yeah.
Cheap seats. Poor actors not getting paid though.
I know, and the orchestra and the concession stands and everybody, the actors, all of them. It's terrible. So the Twitter CEO is allowing employees to work from home forever. Would this be you? I couldn't do it. I think he's baiting you. Like, who's lazy around here? Where are the weirdos? Let's weed them out quick. Just go into the office with a mask and gloves. I couldn't work from home forever. It doesn't seem company ruled. You know?
Yeah. It's hard being on your own schedule. And it's like you're alone. It's like you're in the same little apartment all day long, day after day.
And he's
also
watching.
See what, go ahead.
And he's watching you like, what is this person really like? Let me spy on this person.
Right.
You also want to see what?
Like, I want to see what, my coworkers watched on TV last night. And, the interaction. Like, what'd you do last night?
Yeah. Being an employee that goes into the office is more than just doing your job. It's also a social experience, and you've got to get into it. If you don't understand it, then maybe working with other people is not for you. Maybe you need to lay on the couch for a couple hours. Okay, so over at Vanderpump Rules, and this story isn't so much about Vanderpump Rules, because I don't care. It's more about Lisa Vanderpump has an edit person on her team who is editing one particular person. Who was that? Who?
Sheena Shea.
And she's looking really bad. Am I correct?
Yeah. She's giving her a terrible edit on purpose just because Sheena's not nice to her.
Can you believe that Bravo has no control over this person who edits. She's not an employee of Bravo. She's not an employee of Vanderpump Rule. She is a day worker, and she can put anything on there.
She'll never work again, this girl.
No.
Mm-mm.
What is she, 35?
Sheena's 35. I don't know how old this girl is. The editor is the editor for Top Chef and Project Runway. And so she works, but probably not anymore.
She won't anymore.
Right.
And at 35, she's too old to be doing this, but too young to be being unemployed for the rest of her life.
Right.
Okay, what else is going on? Oh, you know who's here? Debbie.
Wendy.
Debbie, this is what I wanted to ask you, because I know that you and Gia grow herbs and stuff in your garden in the back in Brooklyn, right?
No. Yes, I do. But they're in pots because you can't put them in the ground because the soil has like lead or some mercury or something horrible.
But how do you, in terms of the herbs that actually come up, how do you keep them so that they aren't being bothered with pesticides or whatever? Like, how does an herb person, I'm not an herb person, I'm asking you as our resident expert, not expert, this is not you saying it, this is just what you think.
Okay,
Please, everybody.
Hey, we grow some herbs that we cook with, rosemary, nipitella, which is kind of like a mixture of thyme and mint that we brought in from Italy. I use it for sauteing mushrooms, sometimes with fish, parsley. Pretty much my herbs are in a terracotta pot. I don't use any pesticides. I barely ever water them. I let nature kind of take care of it, and they do well. The only thing that happens is my dog, who's elderly, sometimes gets a stomach ache, and then, they eat grass. And since he can't eat grass in Brooklyn, and we're barely going out, he goes and chomps down on my parsley. So like my parsley's just about gone.
Oh my gosh, it sounds really complicated.
It's not. It's actually so easy. You just plant the seeds and they grow. Boom.
Well, how is it though for you quarantining in Brooklyn with your family?
Well, we're on day, I think, 63. I got COVID early. I got it really bad. We were on lockdown for about 20 days until the symptoms left me 100%, and I took some time to heal. In that time, my neighbors are really generous, and people brought us groceries and food. We didn't have to go out. It's been interesting. I've just taken on lots of projects, and, my family we're cooking like crazy. My husband's a chef, so we're going live on Instagram for fun, here and there, just to show people how to cook stuff. And his tag's at the Tuscan Gun. So, it's been like interesting, because we're not fighting. We're actually having a good time.
Good for you.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
I'm crazy. I get bored. I get depressed. Some days I wake up, I feel hopeless because I can't hug people. I can't kiss people. I'm a social person. I want to go out. I want to run around, but I can't. So I'm dealing.
Do you realize how many times Goodfellas, one of my favorite movies ever, and I know you've done a lot of projects. You might even hate that I bring up Goodfellas.
No,
Sorry.
I love that movie.
Okay. Has been on during quarantine?
Really? I didn't know that because I don't really watch. I don't watch a lot of TV. If I watch what I want on my computer. I've been sent like some screeners here and there, like, oh my God, this thing's coming out.
So even when you did Corona, one thing that you and I have always had in common is that we will brush a mascara or something on, do something with ourselves. You and I don't understand the whole sweat outfit. How are you walking around the house?
I basically get dressed like I would any other day. I snatch my hair up, which, the grays are coming in, but I'm kind of like embracing it because I don't want to touch my color because I'll mess my hair up. I think it's more fun to be dressed up. It makes me feel better about myself. So I walk around the house in like muumuus, gowns, dresses, or I'll look like I'm going to a meeting, just to feel like, like I have something to do during the day and prepare myself.
Which has nothing to do with Gia. It's more about what you want to do for yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I say. So I understand you're going to be playing Ava Gardner in black and white.
So yeah, I did a series in Spain. It just got released here. It's called Arde Madrid, which means Madrid is burning. It's shot in black and white. It's the Franco era. It's 1960. So she had just divorced Frank Sinatra and decided to leave Hollywood for good. And it's about that period in Spain where it was kind of fabulous. It was almost like Cuba in the 50s. They were dancing, there's flamenco, there's gypsies. People are starting to like kind of want to try to come out of their repression. So it's a dramedy. It's 8 episodes, it's a miniseries. It's probably my best work. I had to speak Castilian Spanish and have a non-New York accent when I did it.
Tu habla español?
Poquito sí, pero my Spanish sounds Puerto Rican, so I had to go to school for 4 months to sound Castilian. With the, you know, habitación, vale, you know, and that was a challenge for me, but it was really fun and great as an actress to be able to do something and work in another country that I completely fell in love with, and it's really fun. You can all see it on Prime. It's Amazon Prime, on MHZ Choice. It's on Roku. It's on different platforms, but just Google me or Google Our Date Madrid.
Well,
yeah,
we actually have a clip. Take a look.
Oh, cool.
And yes, I'm an indecent American, señora decente. Pero la castración de los deseos, del amor, del sexo, de la alegría, eso es indecencia.
Wow, looks great. Debbie Mazar, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me, Wendy. I'm glad you're healthy. Your family's good.
Yeah, well, I'm the only one here, which is kind of nice. I don't have to argue with anyone.
That's great.
I sleep when I want, I eat what I want. I can't wait for this to be over, though.
Me neither.
You know?
Me neither. We'll break bread when it's done.
Yes, please. And I will be watching that Ava Gardner. That is like right up my alley.
Oh,
Everyone,
I love it.
give it up for Debbie Mazar. And we've got an encore presentation of Wendy. It's featuring Robin Thede. So grab a snack and come on back.